Hello everybody. Hope everyone had a good Labor Day. I enjoyed an extra day off. And I'm sitting here going back to work. Not too far away. I'm gonna wake up 4:30 in the morning. It's about 25 minutes till 7 in the evening now. And I thought I'd give a little tour of my fish tanks. It's a good time to do it, I think, on the holiday. Alright, so this is a fire red tank. Lots of little babies. Lots of adults. Started this colony to sell out of, and I've sold some out of it. But this is one of the tanks for the lights. I had some lights burn out on me and didn't really have time or money to do anything about it for a while. As you can see, that moss, it went like over 3 months with no light. Give it some light, it's already greened up and looking halfway decent. So I started this colony to sell out of, and these tanks have kind of been neglected. These tanks are almost a year old now, I believe. About another month or so and they'll be a year old, these 5 tanks. Shrimp don't care about no lights. They just kept on going. Now, this is one of the tanks where the light didn't burn out. And I believe this is going to be a project for next weekend, is to clean out this tank, leave a few patches of moss. But this was the booming fire red colony. I'm sure there's still lots of them in there. But the guppy grass is taking over. It needs a rehaul. Next down, we have the yellow golden backs that I'm going to call out this tank. Some red ones infiltrated it somehow. Probably with me doing my water changes. There's some that are just kind of yellow, not really golden back. I'm going to call out this tank real hard. Yeah, I'm gonna get all these red ones out, put them in a call tank. Which my new call for everything now is going to be the pond. I had seeded that inside pond with probably 10 or 15 shrimp. Didn't think nothing of it. But now the colony's starting to take off. And there's already a few shrimp in there before, so there's some weird looking, wild looking ones in there. And I said that's just going to be the guppy call and the shrimp call. All the calls go in there. In the pond. So they'll be going in there. I had to put my shrimp calls in my hybrid Endler, one of those tanks. Or should I just start throwing them all in there in the pond and get a. And then below that we have another yellow golden back colony. Look at the size of that shrimp right there. That is a big shrimp. There's some calls in here too. Yeah, gonna be calling these tanks. I got them out and clean them. But I was just down in here earlier, just a little bit ago, moving something. This plant, or this tank, is a snowball tank. And I was moving some of these snowballs around, and there are tons of them in here. Look at that great big buried female. There, it'll focus. That's a great big buried female. There's tons. Every time I lift up a chunk of plant mass, just tons of snowballs go scurrying around. So that tank and that tank are next weekend's projects to gut out. Just leave a few patches of moss. So that is those 5 shrimp tanks. Oh, gotta get up off the floor. And now we'll go on. I have 8 40 breeders in here. This is the Japan Blue Guppy colony. They reproduce like crazy. Tons and tons and tons of fry. Some really good looking males in there. They're hard to catch on camera. They have lower swordtails. This tank I started early this summer. All this rack I did. And that one too. All started this summer. And over here we have the beginnings of a breeding project. Going after, these are hybrids I'm trying to line out. And there's fry in here now finally. This one finally has some fry in it. There's a few fry in here, so we'll see how that goes. It's still a process of getting going. But once it gets going, it'll take off quick, I'm sure. Duckweed mess. Alright, then we'll come over here. This is my koi tuxedo guppy colony. These are really super hard to get. And apparently they came with some internal parasites and ended up having some problems with some other tanks with internal parasite. But they were breeding and doing good, and then boom, all the adults died and the fry weren't developing. They're all just kind of stunted looking. But now that I ran them through, gave them medicated flakes and Prezi Pro. I just gave them another round of Prezi Pro this weekend for after the water change, just to make sure. They all look mostly good now. I think I've got it completely beat. Everyone's growing up. Everyone's starting to color up now. So all the adults died and all I had left was a bunch of little tiny fry who weren't doing nothing because they were infested with parasites. But I think I've saved a colony. They're all doing good. And then over here we have the pandas. Look at that. That is my only original female. One of my original males died. And then I had 4 females. And my only explanation is they jumped out. Because there's never a dead body. But now all of my fry, they're starting to color up. You can see the males are starting to get colored up. I think that one is one of my original batches of fry. He's almost fully colored up. There's one of my originals. Panda guppies. This colony's starting to really take off. Once we get these females sexually mature, fry females, it's gonna take off pretty quick, I think. Alright, then over here Get on the floor from the rest of these on this rack. I wiped down some of the tanks, but I forgot to wipe down the outside of this one. These are the steel nebulas. Like, some of these are totally, I like to call them psychedelic hippie guppies. The guppy fish, the guy I got them off of said no to that. You don't like calling them that. But they are stupendous. Starting to get more males coloring up. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Purdy, purdy, purdy. So here's some more over here, coloring up. These guys are awesome. There's one up there that's, where'd he go? I think that's him right there. That's way cool. They're all so different. That's what I like about them. They're essentially the same, but they're all different. That's pretty awesome. Now this tank over here, what was my pond, my inside guppy pond, was originally a red mosaic guppy colony. But what had happened is I'd sell them, and when I'd sell, I'd only sell the best ones. So I'll make the people who bought off me happy. I screwed myself, and I didn't call like I should have because it's such a big overgrown pond mess. And I decided to pick out the best ones and start a new colony. The best ones I had left. Start a new colony, and that's what I did. So, just starting to move along. These guys, I think, had internal parasites too. But they've just got a new treatment. I think they're pretty well beat with the internal parasites. I'm fairly certain. That big original mama. This one, she got racked by internal parasites and hasn't been pregnant again. She's not all sunken in, but she might not mate again. I might need to take her out. So all she's doing is eating fry at this point. So I'm going to call hard on these guys and get that colony back to where it should be in this tank. And then down here we have what might possibly be my favorite guppy. I've seen ones very similar. I bought them as Sakura Reds. But I've seen very, very similar looking guppies being sold as like USA guppies. I don't know what else. Very, very similar. Maybe even the same strain. I'm not 100% certain. But there are definitely some lookers. The females are even really nice looking on these. It's one of my favorite parts about them. I really, really like these guys. Sakura Reds is what I bought them as. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I think they had a touch of the internal parasite too, so they've been treated. I don't think I ever had any of these guys die on me. This colony would be even bigger, but 12 of my first fry I traded away to get some shrimp with a buddy of mine. So that was worth it. I got my green jades. Trading some of my first fry from these guys. They are very, very nice looking fish, as you can tell. Alrighty then. Over here, the last of the 40s. There's only one of my Guppy hybrid project tanks where I'm trying to line out those guys. I wish I could get a good picture of them. They won't swim underneath the light. There you go. I'm going to be calling these Phantom Guppies. And there's quite a few fry swimming around here. This colony's starting to slowly going somewhere. That makes me happy. Just a little fun project, lining out. I had made some hybrids, and I'm lining them out. See if I can get something like, where'd they go? That consistently, because I loved them. And the cats want to get in on the show. And then, since I'm already down here on the floor, we have this rack here that are shrimp tanks, 20 longs. And then down here on the bottom, we have some orange secure shrimp. Orange shrimp. Orange neocaridinus. Looking very nice. This colony's taking off like crazy. There's a lot of them in here. And then the next tank up. This tank is about due for a call. But we have black roses. These are guys I imported dirty raw. They come straight. But they had Taiwanese or Japan or not Japan but Chinese newspaper. They were packed in Chinese newspapers. I had to throw out some of them when they come in, and now they're breeding and taking off. I think that one almost looks blue. But yeah, there's some really good looking shrimp in there. There's tons of them. There's loads of little tiny babies everywhere. Lots. Alright, I'm about to get up for the next one. Oh goodness. Alright. So the next one is the blue velvets. And they're doing pretty good. They're hard to see on the black substrate, really. But there's quite a few of them in here, and they're pretty good looking shrimp. There's a molt. There's another molt. Blue velvets. There you go. That's what you get a good. Good view one. Digging these guys. And then in this tank we have blue dreams. That I pretty much, the first time I tried starting it, I ended up getting like 10 shrimp and 8 of them were males. And one of the females died the first few days. And then No, the other female was buried, but died while it was buried. After I'd had it like a month or so. But so I just got them in a couple weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. So they're just restarting. There's not a whole lot going on in there. And up here we have the green jades. In black substrate, probably not the best to view these guys. But they are dark green and looking good. They're super nice. Lots of little babies in here. Everyone's doing real good. And so that is the closet. Well, it used to be a big walk-in closet. Now it has 10 shrimp tanks that are 20 longs and 8 guppy tanks that are 40 breeders. And over here we'll go to my original rack where I started all this madness over a year and a half ago. This is my hybrid project and what used to be my shrimp coal tank. These are all hybrids. And those other 2 tanks I chose out line because, you know, you have several different phenotypes that keep showing themselves over and over. And I took a couple of those phantom guppies I talked about are that phenotype right there. And then the other one, I don't really see too many of them. But because that phenotype was rarer, the one that my wife wanted, that one in the top tank. This is an awesome, colorful tank. And I'm going to have a big mixed tank of these. Just this line. This mixed line I'm starting. All kinds of colors, a kaleidoscope of colors. Always something to look at. Different tail types, different patterns. So fun to watch. And then here is my original snowball colony. And for the last few days, there must be something growing on that side of the glass, because they are digging it. Tons of them. I've had trouble with this tank being cloudy lately. And there's some algae on the glass too, but this colony's doing very well. This is the one I've sold out of a lot. Still doing good. And then we have my original yellow goldenback. I've sold lots and lots and lots out of this tank. I just called out this tank pretty good a couple weeks ago. There's a few in here that might have escaped. There's not that many that need called though. Out of hundreds and hundreds of shrimp that were in here, I probably had to call out like 7 or 8. So yellow goldenbacks. Then we have my original fire red tank, and it's starting to do better, but I oversold it once and it never really recovered, which is, I think it's doing better now than it has, but it was down to, I don't know, I had a baby die off. I had hundreds and hundreds of babies in there, and I was like, oh, I'm good. So I started selling. I sold off all the juveniles and adults, except for a handful, and then all the babies seemed to die off. Why? Couldn't tell you. But that's what happened. This tank is due to be trimmed and reclaimed because it's getting wild. Same with this one over here, the Endlers Guppy hybrid tank. It needs to be reclaimed. And then below these 420 highs, we have my favorite tank, the 75-gallon Rainbow Tiger Endlers. I just trimmed this tank. Living with the Endlers is a couple thousand fire red shrimp. Some very nice looking shrimp too. These are all really nice fire reds in here. Big picture of it. Bunch of moss, a bunch of hygrophillia. This is my favorite tank. This is the one I sit and watch all the time. I'm sitting in my chair right now. Sit and watch TV and watch this. And then down here we have the brand new Bloody Mary colony. I got the tank ready a couple weeks ago, converted to shrimp, and I think there is a molt right there. Yeah, someone molted. This is Monday, Labor Day. And these guys come in Friday. I got 13 of them. Start the colony. Bloody Marys. Now I know, gotta make a video and I can only see, oh, there's a couple of them up top there. Top of the big rock. Yeah, it's doing good. Now the one tank isn't gonna make it on here to this video, the 75-gallon grass guppy tank, but I believe I'm going to try to get rid of all those. Oh, there's some more shrimp right there, Bloody Marys. There, no, I just cleaned this glass. But this tank being on the floor, the dogs think it's a water dish. And when they drink, they splash out water on the side of the glass. So you have that. With that 75-gallon I was talking about, I think I'm going to get rid of those grass guppies and I'm going to turn that into a shrimp only tank. Instead of having racks and racks of 20s for shrimp, because that's what I think all my new stuff for now is going to be shrimp stuff. I think I'm going to get bigger tanks. Just do shrimp with them. So then there's less to mess with. like an aquascape tank so that it looks nice. So having 420s, just have a 75. Do a rack of like 75s. Probably only do 4 on a rack, but that's what I'm thinking. So, thank you for stopping by and seeing my fish tanks. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye.